Hey, I'm Rachel K. Collier. I hope everybody is having an awesome summer so far. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my sneaky but simple production tips and tricks. They're all really easy to do, and I'm going to be demonstrating on my brand new single, Naked, which is a collaboration with Annie. And to celebrate the release, we're running a huge giveaway of some of our favourite products. So stay tuned to the end of this video to get involved. Right, let's get into it. Number 1, time and pitch tricks. So in Ableton Live, there's loads of cool ways that we can play and shift time. We can time stretch, we can warp. We've also got these two little buttons down here, which you can half original tempo and double original tempo. Now, I use these lots, especially when I'm trying to come up with some creative samples in my song. So here's an example of how you could use them to make something cool in your track. This is our original middle 8 of the song. So as I got towards the end of the production stage, I decided I really didn't like this middle 8 section. So I used these cute little buttons to make something cool. Half original tempo. Put it down 12 semitones. Then I reharmonise the middle 8 like this. Filter up the vocal. So if you're feeling a little bit stuck, you want to do something crazy, definitely try out these little buttons on any of the stems in your production and see what interesting sounds you can make. Number 2, referencing a motif. So this is as close as we're going to get to a classical music technique here in an RKC production. But I absolutely love recycling my chorus riffs in an unusual way to use in verses and other sections of my song. So just like they do in classical music, introduce a motif and reference it again later on in the song. So if I jump to Annie's massive guitar stack here, check out this higher counter melody, which is a main feature of the drop. So what I've done here for verse 2, instead of just having the riff playing on like this, I've cut down the phrase, pitch shifted down an octave, added some new processing, little micro shift, couple of auto filters, overdrive, LFO tool and an Arturia slap delay, and got this in the mix. So this is quite a significant sound for verse 2. It keeps the rhythm going, it hints at that chorus riff, and it was really easy to create because I just recycled it from the main drop. Try this one out yourselves. Number 3, keeping the groove alive. So when you're creating an arrangement, we need to make it interesting. We need to have a lot of contrast within our tracks. So an easy thing to do is to mute the drums, bring the drums back in, mute them again. But in a track like this, I want to maintain energy and enthusiasm throughout, so I don't really want to lose my drum textures. Of course, within your drums, you can go down to single parts, maybe the kick, maybe the snare, just the hi-hat. But for this track, I wanted to do something a little bit more interesting. So check out my verse 2 here. So we've got quite high, full energy drums here, but I need to drop them down before I go back into the drop. Otherwise, it's going to feel absolutely relentless. So what I've done here is not only play a new halftime groove, but I've actually tried to change the frequency of my drums. So it really just takes us to a completely other place. Check it out. I'm not sure I wanna see you naked. How many fronts, how many other faces have you got? So what I've done, I've played in a halftime groove, I've frozen and flattened it, and shifted the whole thing down an octave. And I think by taking your drums into another frequency zone in your production, it really takes you on a bit more of a journey. Listen now when the drop kicks back in.
Oh my gosh, no, I can't stop.
We get the full impact with the return of the higher frequencies and the return of the 4 to the floor groove. Number 4. Reversing lead vocals to make interesting melodic phrases or hooks. So obviously, reversing a lead vocal is a very easy thing to do. In Ableton Live, we're literally just hitting the letter R. But over the years, I found that reversing the leads, adding various effects, and replacing the vocal in other parts of the production can make some really interesting sounds. So check out this vocal from the pre-chorus.
Wanna see you later, oh my gosh.
I reversed it, added a couple of effects, a little bit of micro shift, Valhalla vintage verb, moved it around in my production, and it's become one of the main hooks in my drop. This is a really fun one to try. I do it a lot, and I'm going to give 1,000 points to anyone who comments below where they've heard it in another RKC production. Number 5, enhancing your transitions with master effects. So I have been laughed at before by old school music producers when I say I add creative effects to my master channel. But I know loads of you will be doing it already, and with the new modern exporting settings in modern DAWs, this makes it totally possible to do these creative effects to your master channel, export your stems, still to go to mixing or mastering. So I love doing this throughout my productions to enhance my transitions that little bit further. I also love how you can take different sections of a song and put them in different spaces. So one of my faves that I like to use on the master is the crystallizer. I use the doubler effect and I play with the mix, dry and wet. And you can see I'll just heighten the tension here, take the mix that little bit wider, and then when it drops, it's back down in the center and it gives it this extra bit of spice. Check it out. Another one I like to do is with the shaper box too, and I use a mixture of the time, the pan, the drive, whatever takes my fancy depending on the production. And here, this is very, very, very subtle. It's just with these little chords, sending them a little bit doot doot dee 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 dee. This makes the chord swell into the verse a little bit more rhythmically interesting. Here's another example where I've used the pan feature just before the last drop. So although subtle, I do feel like these little things are the sprinkles on the icing on the cake. One that's a bit more standard, but I do in probably every RKC production, is of course the auto filter and a little bit of high pass here and there. So check it out in the intro. Filtering down. Then I'll bring the high pass here at the start of verse 2. And then halfway through, back to the full bass feel. I find this so satisfying, and I've done it again here. Beginning of a middle eight. Check out the curve. Whoop. Definitely try out some creative master effects. It will really enhance your transitions. So there we have it. There's 5 of my sneaky but simple production tips. And like I mentioned earlier, we've got a huge giveaway going on to celebrate the release of Naked. We're going to be giving away a Lewitt Audio LCT 440 Pure microphone, a 6-month subscription to Roland Cloud, a Boss Gigcaster. We've also got a FlexiSpot standing desk. Let's go number 2. Let's see what you can do. So this is made by a brand called FlexiSpot, and honestly this thing is solid as hell. These legs, woof, they can take a lot of weight. I can't remember the exact figures, but it's somewhere between like 60 and 80 kilograms. And if you're watching this video, then you can be in with a chance to win one of these desks for yourselves for free. All you need to do is comment below and I am gonna pick a winner at random, and FlexiSpot is gonna send you that lovely desk. So really good for posture, so good if you wanna kind of like do a bit of synthing, do a bit of dancing. You know, we don't always want to be sat down kind of in the same spot. Things can get very stagnant. So get involved and you could win yourselves one of these lovely desks. And to freshen up your wardrobe, we've got colourful standard on board, plus a lucky dip of some of my classic vintage tees. Annie's going to be giving away her guitar course. I'm giving away a copy of my Ableton production and performance course. Plus you can win a 1-hour Zoom chat with myself and Annie to chat about whatever you like. All you need to do to enter is head over to Instagram or TikTok, use our song in any story, reel or TikTok post. And step 2, comment below with your favourite lyric of the song. Tell us what you want to win and why. I hope you love our song Naked. I'll see you guys next time. Mwah.